Ohai. Kotka. The city in the south of Finland in the province of Kymenlaakso. In 1878, under the decree of the Emperor Alexander II, the settlement which arose at the Russian fortresses which lost boundary value Kymenigrad and Rochantsam received the status of the city called Kotka. The city is located on the bank of the Gulf of Finland, on the islands connected by bridges in the mouth of east sleeve of the Kymijoki River. The historic center of the city is located on the island Kotka. The name of the city in translation is meant by eagle. One of the most important ports of the country is mainly Finniazichny city. The Shvedagovoriashi population makes about 1%. The next large settlements of Kotka are Hamina, Puvola and Pukkeja. The population minus 53730 inhabitants. For 2017. The passage Ruotsinsalmi between islands Kotka and Kutsala is remarkable in the historical relation. The passage was the arena of two battles of the Russian-Swedish War, 1788-1790. 13 on August 24. 1789 the first Ruotsinsalmski battle took place here. 86 Russian ships attacked 62 ships and 24 transports of Swedes and 1. On June 28. On July. On June 29 the second Ruotsinsalmski battle which Swedes won. On July 1790 took place. 1743 the border of Russia and Sweden began to pass across the Aboski world down the river Kymijoki. The Vrelsky Peace Treaty of 1790 kept borders invariable. In 1790-1796 after the Russian-Swedish War, 1788-1790. Under the decree of the Russian Empress Catherine II, see Fortress Ruotsinsalmi. Svenskcent. Known in pre-revolutionary time under the changed Finnish name Rochantsam is constructed.
The fortress of Ruotsinsalmi is created through the Kymenens fortress constructed in 1791-1795 on the island of Hovinsaari, which extends to the north from the island Kotka to Kymijoki's mouth, which divides into two sleeves, for protection her from attack from the sea.
In turn Kymenens fortress protected Ruotsinsalmi from attack from the land from the main Korolovskaya road. The fortress of Ruotsinsalmi was conceived as the advanced outpost external of 3 rows of fortification constructions for protection of street. Petersburg against Swedes. Till 1809 fortress was base of the Russian Imperial Fleet. Forts Ekaterina on Kotka and Elizabeth on Varisari were constructed. In 1794 on artificially expanded island of Kukuri the round fort, Glory, is constructed. In the highest point of the island Kotka the high beacon was built. In the western part of the island the sea hospital, in northern military port was constructed. In the base of Okanaati, the dock is constructed. Prince Karl Heinrich of Nassau-Siegen directed works, then work was continued by the French Colonel Jean-Augustus Prévost de Liampen. During construction of fortress laying of the Orthodox Church of Saint Nicolai constructed in 1799-1801 took place. At a fortress there was a city which population reached 10,000 people. The city was built up with small one-story wooden houses.
Under the Fredriksdamski Peace Treaty of 1809, Sweden ceded Finland to Russia. The garrison and the fleet were transferred to Sveabrück. In the 1830th years, fortress was thrown. In 1855, during the Crimean War, the Anglo-French fleet fired at a Fort Glory. To Kotka the landing was landed. Ruotsinsalmi's fortress was destroyed. The city at a fortress was burned. During the Crimean War, the Anglo-French fleet almost completely destroyed Ruotsinsalmi's fortress. The Fort Glory was fired. On the island Kotka the landing landed. The city at a fortress was burned. In the city only the Orthodox Church of Saint Nikolai, which is now the oldest remained building of the city of Kotka, survived. The city of Kotka was founded in 1878 under the decree of the Russian Emperor Alexander II. The city especially quickly developed in the 1930th years. Alexander III's hobbies were rather simple. Often in the summer the imperial family went to Finnish shore. Here they devoted the most part of time to long walks, fishing and driving by boats. Now the being imperial giving works as the museum. Sites. In Kotka till the 21st century many architectural monuments remained. There is an Orthodox Church of Saint Nikolai dated 1795-1801. Construction was conducted under the leadership of the architect Jo. Perini, the Lutheran church constructed in 1898. Partially Slava's fort and Elizabeth's fort and the building of a city meeting remained. The Imperial Fishing House is located in the territory of the Reserve Langenkowski, at distance of 5 kilometers from the center. This holiday apartment was constructed for the Russian Emperor Alexander III and kept that situation in which there lived the family of the emperor at the end of the 19th century. The house museum is open from May till beginning of September. The schedule can be specified on the website. An entrance to the house paid, and for adults he makes €8, students/pensioners -€6, children up to 18 years is free. The excursion on the house including in Russian is possible at will and is included in entrance fee. Information as of February 2022. The Sea Centre, Valomo, which opened in 2008, includes Maritime Museum of Finland, the Museum of the Coast Guard and the Museum Kymenlaakso. The Maritime Museum tells about the history of the navigation of Finland, which is continuously connected with the international navigation. The Museum of the Coast Guard, which is closely cooperating with Boundary Department of Finland, tells about activity of Coast Guard service from 1930th years to modern time. Kymenlaakso's museum is devoted to the history of the region, beginning from the Stone Age and finishing with our time. Rich collections of museum pieces, photos and documents offer a various cut of life of the city of Kotka and Kymenlaakso's region. In the Sea Centre, Valomo, a large number of replaceable exhibitions is also held. The museum shop and restaurant work here. The steam Tarmo icebreaker was constructed in 1907 in England. It is considered the oldest icebreaker in the world. Since 2008 Tarmo it is open as the museum and is a part of an exposition of Maritime Museum of Finland. Walking on the ship, it is possible to see the captain's bridge, crew cabins, the engine room. The museum vessel is open from the middle of May until the beginning of September. The schedule of work can be specified on the website of the Sea Centre, Valomo. Aquarium Maritarium acquaints visitors with the rich water world of Finland. Here it is possible to see more than 50 species of fish which live in lakes, the rivers and the Gulf of Finland. The Aviation Museum is located in Kymi's airfield. The museum conducts the activity since August 1992. In it the constant exposition of planes and gliders is presented. The museum works from May till end of September. It is possible to get acquainted with the schedule and the description of an exposition on the website. Entrance to the museum free. Fortress is constructed in 1791. The General Suvorov directed construction. Fortress was reconstructed at the beginning of the 19th century, but over time lost the strategic importance. Fortress is closed for visit, but periodically in her territory organized tours are conducted.
St. Nicolai's Church was constructed during the period from 1799 to 1801.
The most ancient building which remained in the city. The church is located in the territory of the landscape Isopisto Park, or the Big Park. The Garden of Spicy Plants, Reduti Kotka, is located in one of Redouts.
Strengthenings.
Ruots and Salmi who was fortresses. The cozy garden which is laid out in 2002 immerses in the atmosphere of old times. Herbs were usually grown up at monasteries or hospitals. The hospital of Fortress Ruosin Salmi was just located near this place. In the territory of a garden hundreds of plants grow, about each of them there is an explanatory plate. Length of Lipovy Boulevard located in the downtown is 800 meters. He was put at the end of the 19th century. Later here sculptures appeared. Lipovy Boulevard is noted by awards. In 2001 this territory was recognized as the best natural zone of Finland. Sibelius's park adjoins to Lipovy Boulevard. The park originates in the 1930th years, but at the turn of the century it was considerably reconstructed. Strict geometrical forms, ancient trees, carefully well-groomed lawns and beds, gravel paths give this, the city living room, special refinement. In the center of the park the fountain with sculptural composition, idols, is located. In 2020 and 2021 the park is noted by the international award, a green flag. One of the best-known city parks broken in the early 90s in the territory of the Gulf Sapokonati, at the time strongly polluted. The idea of creation of the park and its design belonged to the city gardener Heikki Laaksonen. The park is wonderful at all seasons of the year. Besides dense and various vegetation, water, a stone and lighting act as key elements of design of the park. Practically right after completion of construction the Water Sapotka Park began to receive awards. It was awarded for the best illumination. 1993. Is the best objective ecological building. 1994. And for the best designs from a stone. 1996. In 2019, 2020 and 2021 the park is noted by the international award, a green flag. Marine Park of Ekaterina. The spacious park is on the southernmost tip of the island of Kotka. It is broken on the place of the former oil port. Landscape works began in 2004 after from here about 60 tanks for oil storage were taken out, and the polluted soil is removed up to rocky breeds and calcinated in huge furnaces. Today in the territory of more than 20 hectares spacious green lawns, the alpine hills and beds, ponds, the equipped places for a grill, the playground with the 7-meter Mimi house, a skate park and a zone of parkour are located.
Besides, here it is possible to wander about a labyrinth and to admire models of the well-known Finnish beacons and also to study the device of the solar system in planetarium under the open sky.
In 2019, 2020 and 2021 the park is noted by the International Award, a green flag.
The Fort Slava from a red brick who is loading in defensive works of Rakensamski fortress was constructed in 1794 on the island of Kukuri.
Feature of a fort is his unique round shape.
Economy.
The port of Kotka, the largest export and transit knot of Finland.
In 2001 there was here the country's first full-scale container port which capacity is 1.5 million to a year.
Since 2004 the Kotka port carries out processing of import cars, most of which part goes to the Russian market. The port of Kotka consists of parts.
Musalo port on the island of Musalo, High Tannen and Yushny High Tannen are Pulanlaturi.
The Polish mooring. Kantasadama.
Holland Sunil.
In Musalo there is a container port, the terminal of liquid freights, the terminal of loose freights and the harbour. Depth of 15.3 m. The container port works free, the largest in Finland container the operator. Stevico, Finstov and Multi-Link Terminals companies. 2 operators who are engaged in processing of various chemicals, mainly following in transit from Russia, work on the terminal of liquid freights. In Musalo port, tens of the companies offering logistics services, warehouse services and services of terminals conduct activity. Musalo is point of port casing, largest in Finland in containers of timber, cellulose and papers. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.